Hi, I'm Leslie Ray Newton with SupplementsToGo.com. Sometimes you don't have time to wake up early in the morning and get your stretching in or even your exercise in. So we want to give you some tips that you can do easily at the office, at your desk, without causing a big ruckus or stir and still get some fitness benefits. Stretching is a huge part of fitness. It's something that a lot of people tend to neglect, and if left untouched, can build up and result in problems such as tension headaches, back pain, and other types of problems. One of the most complained about muscle groups for office people are their wrists and their forearms. From all the typing and mouse clicking and holding the phone and various activities in writing, you can build up the tension within your forearms and wrists. And relieving that tension will help you have a better day at the office. There are two easy ways to stretch your wrists and forearms. One, you'll want to put your hands, clasp them together. Elbows are going to be parallel to the ground. You're going to want to push against your palms and let your one hand push a little harder than the other to stretch one side and back. You want to make sure that you're maintaining the proper parallel of your forearms to the ground so that you get the most out of the stretch. If you drop your elbows, your forearms are not able to get the right amount of stretch. And if they're up too high, you're not going to be able to touch your palms together. So be sure to keep them parallel and back and forth. The second one you can do for your wrists and forearms is to extend one arm all the way out, keeping it parallel to the floor, but not above your shoulder. And you'll want to pull your fingers back slightly. Just enough so that you feel a tension and a nice stretch coming from your elbow down to your wrist. Now, some people have tendonitis in their elbows or their wrists, or other types of problems that may cause one of these stretches to be more painful than the other. That happens to you, skip that one and go on to the next. Another problem with sitting in an office all day is sometimes your back will start to hurt. A lot of back problems originate from having your glutes too tight. And sitting on your glutes all day doesn't help the situation much. So what you'll want to do in order to help stretch the back of your legs all the way up to your lower back is to cross one leg over the other. You'll want to gently push on this knee and pull up on your foot and lean forward slightly. This will put a nice stretch through the back of your legs all the way through your lower lumbar. What you'll want to make sure and not do during this is to push on an area other than your knee. You want to protect this joint. This is a pretty fragile joint. You have two big bones coming in together underneath your kneecap. So protect it, hang on to it, and gently push this down while using this hand to pull up slightly on your ankle. If you need more or less tension, you can be the gauge. Lean forward slightly from the chest. Don't hunch over. You want to keep your back real straight and lean from the belly button, keeping your head up. You can switch sides and get a nice stretch both ways. Another way to stretch out your back would be to keep your feet planted on the ground, move a little forward in your chair, hang on to one side and slowly turn. Don't do any fast jerking movements, and don't push this exercise too far because it could result in back injury. Keep your head up, sitting real tall, and just slightly turn and hold. And then you'll want to slowly release and then do the other side. In order to stretch your neck to relieve some of those tension headaches, I know we said we'd do 4 exercises, but here's another good one. You'll want to just let your head tilt, pushing your shoulder by itself down to the ground to create a bigger stretch. The higher your shoulder is up, the less stretch you're going to get in your neck. So really focus on pushing that down to the ground and just letting your head fall to the side. You don't want to do round the world motions. It's going to get all the cords and tendons and ligaments in your neck wound up poorly, and your spinal cord and your neck just weren't meant to do that motion. So you'll want to keep the motion one way or the other, left or right, and not in circles. I hope these 5 stretches are helping you in the office to relieve tension and have looser muscles.